Welcome back to Wisdom from the Word. We are back in our Psalm a Day series, and we are in Psalm 142 today. Now, before we read Psalm 142, I want you to notice the heading. It says, Mashil of David, a prayer when he was in the cave. Now, this cave in this instance refers to 1 Samuel chapter 24, when King Saul was pursuing David. And so that is the context of Psalm 142, about the enemies that were compassing him. And so join me in Psalm 142 as I read today. The Bible says, I cried unto the Lord with my voice unto the Lord did I make my supplication. I poured out my complaint before him, I showed before him my trouble. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path. In the way wherein I walked have they privily laid a snare for me. I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. Refuge failed me, no man cared for my soul. I cried unto thee, O Lord, I said, Thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. Attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. Looking at Psalm 142, we see, as I said, that there's a powerful enemy. There's King Saul, and he's been chasing chasing David. And I encourage you to read 1 Samuel chapter 24 specifically, but just the context surrounding that. It'll give a whole different meaning to this psalm. But we see that there's this powerful enemy. There's King Saul, and he's chasing David, and he's trying to kill David. And we see that David decides to turn to God. In just like David in this situation when there was something too powerful, just like he did in this psalm, we need to, in the situations and the circumstances in our life, and the problems, temptations, and the issues, we need to turn to God. We need to look to God. We need to say, God, this is too powerful. This is too much. This is too big for me to deal with by myself. I need your help. I need your guidance and your assistance in my life. And we see that God heard David, and he had mercy on David, and he protected David. And time again, David was delivered. We see in verse 4, it says, I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. Refuge filled me. Refuge is safety. Safety filled me. There was nowhere that David could go. He couldn't get away from Saul. He's in this cave, and he thought he was safe, and all of a sudden King Saul is in this very same cave with him. The very man trying to kill David is in the same cave. And if you know the context of 1 Samuel 24, you know that David has the opportunity to kill Saul. And he says, I'm not going to. I will not put my hand against the Lord's anointed. But we see in verse 4 that David says, no man cared for my soul. Did you know that there is someone who cares for your soul? There is someone who's a refuge, who will never leave you or forsake you. And that man is the man, Jesus Christ. And many times in our lives, we can feel that way, as if nobody cares. We're alone, we're deserted, we're helpless. But we see in verse 5, I cried unto thee, O Lord, I said, Thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. No one cared for me. No man could help me. There was no earthly refuge, but David says in the very next verse, my refuge is you, Lord. You are my refuge. You are my safety. You are my comfort. And we see in verse 6, he says, attend unto my cry, for I'm brought very low. He says that his persecutors, he says, they are stronger than I. And so it's not just the fact that David felt alone, that he felt deserted, that there was no man who cared for his soul, but on top of that, he realized that his enemies, my persecutors, are stronger than I am. But then we see verse 7, bring my soul out of prison that I may praise thy name. It wasn't so David could be safe and happy and live in peace forever. But he says, bring my soul out of prison that I may praise thy name. The righteousness shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. The word bountifully means freely given, given in excess, liberally. There's no repayment. There's no fine print, so to speak. It's freely given. And let me tell you, if you feel alone, if you feel deserted, if you feel like there's enemies everywhere and they're stronger than you and you can't do anything, you're not getting anywhere in your life, and they're closing in on you, I encourage you, cry out to God for deliverance, for protection, whether you're saved, whether you're not saved. But let me encourage you, if you're not saved today, if you have that longing in your soul and you just feel empty, you feel alone, there's no man that cares for your soul. As I said, there's one man who does care. His name is Jesus Christ, and he'll never stop caring. And he offers a gift. It's freely given. There's no way to repay him. And even if there was, he doesn't ask for you to repay. Jesus lived a perfect life, and he was killed, and he rose again 3 days later. And he desires a relationship with each and every one of us. He is the creator of the world. And he desires to be with us in eternity, with him and his Father. And so if you're not saved, if you have that longing, if you don't know where you're going to go when you die, I encourage you. In the description is a link. You click that link, it'll take you to a website, and it will explain the gospel to you. And the gospel is simply the good news of Jesus Christ, about the man who cares for your soul and desires to be with you, who will never leave you nor forsake you, in the good times and the bad times, in the highs and the lows of life. Jesus Christ is the only one who will remain constant at all times. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope it was an encouragement to you. If it was, I encourage you to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content like this, and then also share with your friends and your family. And I always like to make the disclaimer, I don't do this, I don't make these videos just because I want to be put up on a pedestal or I have so many subscribers, but it is all for Jesus Christ. It's not vainglory. It's not for me, it's for people to praise me and say, look at this guy, how well he speaks, how well he does this or that. But it's so that they will look at me and they will see Christ in me. I just want to thank you once more for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And that's all we have for Psalm 142. I will see you all in the next Psalm.